because I just finished this one. Right before this one. I knock them out as much as I can. I keep my sword sharpened. You see what I'm saying? You know, we gotta do it. We gotta build libraries. We gotta stop being dependent on this structure, dependent on bills, cable, Wi-Fi. I have no cable. I haven't had cable for years. But you think I don't entertain myself? I got a library full of dumb shit. And I got a library full of documentaries, smart shit, books, everything. I like to watch dumb shit too. I watch South Park. I watch all that. But guess what? I watch it with a mind that can decode what I'm seeing. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, let's go on.
All right. So, what's your? I've been thinking a lot lately. You know, we live in a time where people are confused about gender roles. You know, we live in a society. We live in a feminist society. We got people. You got the government telling you what's acceptable, what's okay, how to feel, and at one time I remember, the men were men and the women were women. You know,
not too long ago.
Yeah, it's really not that long ago. And now, like, I'm not bashing females or nothing. It's just that I think we got people like Tyler Perry and Steve Harvey, just they part of, in my opinion, they part of like this whole thing where I don't know, man. It's like it's a lot to say, but they just part of this thing where they helping women get brainwashed.
Sexual agenda.
Right.
The bottom line, these are facts, and what I'm about to say is facts and universal law. The laws of Tahuti, one of the laws is gender.
Right.
That's not a mistake. Everything has a polarity. Everything has a feminine principle and a masculine principle.
Right.
Everything has a negative and a positive. It takes a negative and a positive to create a charge. It don't take two negatives to create a charge. It don't take two positives to create a charge.
Right.
Now, what they've done, because they've done it now, and they've done it to a point where now the transgender is going to become your new woman. And It's already happened.
Right.
What they've done is they reversed our roles, reversed our nature, reversed our principles. Women will kick your ass in a split second.
Right.
They know how to fight with hands better than you. They spit your face.
That shit is true.
They curse like crazy.
That shit is true.
They smoke tons of blunts. They drink. They walk around tattooed from head to toe. They tell you can't tell them what to do.
Right.
They're independent this, independent that. Which is hilarious to me, bitch, because you state dependent. You state dependent. So how are you independent from anything? But you know what? That's part of the structure, because you being state dependent makes you feel you could be independent of your black man. And I'm not saying you're supposed to be destitute without him. What I'm saying is everything is a balance. If some of y'all are lucky enough to have grandfathers and grandmothers, or nowadays since 2016, we can't even say grandfathers and grandmothers because your grandfathers and grandmothers in the club with you. So if y'all lucky enough to even know your great-grandfathers or your great-grandmothers, they had a balance. They had a form of balance in their home to where your great-grandmother did one thing, your great-grandfather did another thing. And it created a balance that lasted years. And they was married so fucking long that when one died, the other died right after. Now you can't make it 6 months in a fucking relationship, and you got about 7 fucking kids. And who's taking care of your rent? The state. Who's taking care of the food in your fridge? The state. Who's giving you cash every 2 weeks now? The state. But let my black ass as a man walk into there and try to get the same benefits that you can get. They'll tell me to go the fuck home and get a job. You see what I'm saying? There is no equality between us, and there's never been equality between us as men and women. We are complementary. I cannot do what you do as a woman, and you cannot do what I do as a man, period. You can never, as the best woman in the world, and I grew up with a beautiful, fucking powerful mother. But guess what? My biological father, just like most of us, was not there. He was not there. She could not be my father. The only thing she could do was discipline me the best she could, show me how to look for a good woman by knowing what she was as a woman. I had a stepfather, but he never taught me anything. I saw what it was to see the image of a man go to work, and that's about it. And I'm thankful for that, and I'm lucky for that. But I got most of my so-called masculine ways and mindset and energy from trying to be on the street, from trying to be a thug, from trying to be what was considered to be hard and all of this nonsense and masculine at the time. I was lucky enough to grow up at a time during the 90s where we wasn't drowned in this faggotism. But That's basically what they've done. They know the science of polarity. They know the science of nature and principle of man, female, feminine, and masculine. And the easiest thing to do to destroy a foundation is to reverse it. I'll tell you one thing. All of y'all think about this. I go to Jewish neighborhoods all the time. I go to Main Street and Queens. Anybody from New York City knows about Queens and Main Street. It's Chinese like a motherfucker. Anybody from Queens and New York City knows about Main Street and Jewel in that area right there. It's Jewish like a motherfucker. These people live side by side, not in the same communities, but their towns are adjacent. They don't cross over. Number two, when I walk through the Jewish communities, what do I see the women wearing? They're wearing skirts and dresses. What do I see them doing? They're in their feminine nature. They're with their children. They're pushing strollers. They're teaching children. What are the men doing? They're in suits and slacks. They have big-ass, stupid-ass top hats. They're running businesses. They're collecting rent. They're taking care of their family. How many Jews do you know with 5 baby daddies?
Right,
how many?
Right.
Name one.
0.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now you can comment and dictate it any way you want, but these are facts that we see in 2016. They're living in the same world you're living in. What's the difference?
Right.
Why can't I go outside right now as we speak and see plenty of women walking around, smoking tons of cigarettes, smoking blunts, pushing babies by themselves, multiple baby fathers that they don't see and children they don't see?
Right.
Why is that normal and accepting for us? And now, even speaking about this, now we got to go into Willie Lynchism.
Exactly.
Because that is the source of that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? There's so many levels to this shit that we don't understand. And y'all black women have been the tool and instrument that's been used since the feminist movement in the beginning of the 70s and the end of the 1960s when they destroyed the Black Panther movement to be this tool and agenda of I don't need no man. I don't need this. He's not going to control me. But wait a second. Give me my baby. And then get the fuck out my face. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then we also got to understand you're the one that holds the child. Your body is the incubation system. You go through 3 trimesters in 9 months. Each trimester has a specific function for that child. So while you're alone in your apartment, while you're stressed out, while you're going through things by yourself with no man by your side, with no polarity, with no balance, with no man to make sure you don't stress as much as you do, that child is feeling everything. That child is reading your mind. That child is feeling your stress. That child is smoking the blunt with you. That child is eating the chicken wings from the Chinese food next door. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And once that child comes out and you give birth to it, you're the first teacher of the child. And what's the first thing you're going to teach the child? You don't need no man. And if the child's a boy, your dad ain't shit. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a cycle. And we the only ones go through the cycle. Look at Arabs. You don't even want to talk about them, do you? Because you know they don't go through that. Look at Jews. They don't go through that. Look at Chinese. They don't go through that. Why are we the only race on this goddamn planet and in this country that is known for having multiple baby daddies, that's known for not taking care of our children, that's known for being on welfare, that's known for that? Is this a coincidence? That word is a white man's word. We never had that in our ancient languages because we didn't believe in coincidence. Use intelligence. Stop using belief. Stop listening to what you're told by outside sources and medias. Nicki Minaj ain't shit. Oprah is a dyke bitch with a submissive man and dogs she calls her babies. Is this the world you want to live in? Is this what you want to emulate? I don't understand it. This is the destruction of our foundations. And now the next step is, since you have become the masculine one, since you have become the one to kick everybody's ass, since you haven't become the one to get cash every 2 weeks from the state, to get your rent paid from the state, to get food stamps from the state, now guess what I've become? I become the fag. I become the submissive ass nigga. I become the nigga that's such a girl, I don't even want to be a man to you or my children. Because guess what? If I'm in my submissive nature or my feminine nature as a man, I can never be a father. Never. Yeah, I could show up, say hi, give a present. A father don't send Jordans. Anybody can pay. I can right now pay for any child's education, pay for any child clothing. Am I their father? Fuck no. It's about what I teach them. It's about what I show examples of. It's about how I discipline them. It's about what I do for them on a daily basis, at the minimum a weekly basis. Some of y'all men don't even see y'all kids but twice, 3 times a year. And you call yourself a father because you sent a pair of sneakers? Jews see their children every fucking day. Chinese men see their children every fucking day. Arabs, they might not see their children. You know what? That's a fucking lie. Because we can go to the goddamn corner stores and they work with their kids. Their children run their stores.
Right.
If I'm fucking lying, say something.
You ain't lying, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These are facts. I'm only speaking facts. And this goes back to Willie Lynch. Let's go to Willie Lynch, which is the Sulfur Foundation. What's the first thing they did? They took the black man out of the home, out of the slave shack.
Right.
Not only did they take him out of the slave shack, they tied him to 2 horses, smacked their ass, and ripped his whole body apart in front of you and your children. Yeah. Black woman, you and your children. So after you see your man get emasculated, after you see your man become submissive to a master, after you see your man not protect you, what in your mind begins to happen? You must be the protector.
Yeah.
You must be the man and the woman now. So this is a concept in a psychosis that has been ingrained in you to teach your child how to be the best slave. Why do you want to teach your child how to be the best slave? Because the best slave lives the longest. Because the best slave gets into the big house. Fast forward it to modern times. What's the first thing black people teach their children? Go to school.
Go to school, yeah. Right.
Your only job, that's what I heard, your only job is school. Well, go to school to do what, Mom? Well, after you graduate, go to college. Okay, I went to college. What do I do now? Get a good fucking corporate job. Get a good job so I can what? So you can work your way up and sit next to who? Massa in the big house. Because guess what? No white man in this country, and prove me wrong, no motherfucker that completely owns a company is not going to split that company in a partnership with your black ass in equality. Don't get me wrong. You can sit next to him and be his top assistant and get $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year. Oh, awesome!
Right.
Nobody can tell me shit. I worked a million fucking jobs until I woke the fuck up. I worked with white people. I worked with all people. When I was working construction, I worked with white people, Italians, Polish, and all these people that technically, the more I listened to them, realized they were the bottom of their family. See, construction to us is reaching the top. MTA is reaching the top for you. You get corrections is reaching the top for you. I've heard it with my own ears. I get 80,000 sitting on my ass, nigga. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Sound like a fucking idiot. Cause you know why? Their children take them jobs when they have no choice. You fight for those fucking jobs. So your top is their bottom. And that's a fact. That is a fact. You talk about benefits. You wouldn't need benefits if you was living like your indigenous self. If you was living like the indigenous divine being that you were, what the fuck do you need with dental? Are you chewing on bricks? What the fuck do you need with all this medical? Why are you sick all the time? Why is it that in this country, my grandmother could die at 65, but her mother